next on SportsCenter. The Yankees hope Irabu doesn't pick up where he left off, but they hope Mike Stanley does. The Rangers' offseason maneuvering gets hit by an avalanche. Bill Romanowski's jawbreaker will cost him a pretty penny. Will Kevin Garnett soon be a wolf in somebody else's clothing? The football giants hope success will come through simplification.
Quarterback draw last year was ace right, trip flip, fullback motion, Q hot Louie, half 17, wing out, quarterback redraw. And this year it's just, double right, quarterback draw.
In our cover story, Major League Baseball realizes there is an awful lot of money in the Latin American community, but not everyone is taking advantage of this growing market.
When I ask them if they have their games on Spanish radio, they say no. They say, how can you be reaching out to a community when they're not understanding the message because they don't speak the same language?
We'll get you through this vast maze of sports information on SportsCenter next. Comprende?
Hola. Welcome to the Hump Day Fun and Games and the very latest from SportsCenter alongside Larry Biel. I'm Bob Stevens. Ahoy. We are going to tell you in a moment about New York losing a designated scorer but gaining a designated hitter.
And not to mention the man from Japan via Columbus, Ohio. We'll have the Yankee highlights and the return of Hideki Irabu in just a moment. But the Major League trading deadline came and went on July the 31st, or so we thought. Deals are still being made through the waiver wire. They're being made at this very hour, at this very second. And with more on that story and a deal that is percolating, here is Steve Levy. Steve?
All right, guys, thanks very much. And that is very true. Press conference this minute in San Diego. As expected, Ricky Henderson has been traded north to the Angels in exchange for 3 minor leaguers. This figures to serve Anaheim in a number of ways, none bigger than as an insurance policy for Tony Phillips, who cannot return to the Angels lineup until he meets with doctors from both Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association. Interesting that it's the Angels. It's believed Anaheim nearly traded for him this spring, but backed out when they found out that baseball's career stolen base leader gets $5 grand for every plate appearance, over 301. He's 13 ABs shy of that now. Ricky hit career home run 250 last night. Now, the Angels are in Chicago tonight to play the White Sox. Ricky Henderson obviously will not make it in time for that game. Larry, back to you.
All right, Steve. In the Japanese culture, losing face is a shameful thing. In George Steinbrenner's culture, losing games is even worse. Hideki Irabu knows about both. The Japanese import started so strong and finished so bad after 4 starts as a Yankee, he was banished down to the minors. After 2 impressive starts in AAA, Irabu was back in the Bronx today, trying to show that he really is a big league pitcher. The Yankees and the Royals, a little afternoon delight. In the first, Irabu facing Jose Offerman, swing and a miss. Jay Bell, he went around. Next batter, Chile. Resistance is futile. What a start. Irabu strikes out the side in the first, and that means he's good. Bottom of the first, Chad Curtis. David Howard with a nice play. From his knees, if you please, to get the out at second. Yanks up 2-0 to the third. Tim Belcher on the mound. Here it comes. There it goes. A missile that rockets out to right. O'Neill's 17th of the season. Yanks up 3-0. Bottom of the 5th, it's a 3-2 game. Tino Martinez sends it high and deep, and sayonara means goodbye, courtesy of Hideki. 4-2 Yanks, top of the 6th. Chili Davis with a drive that carries and carries and goes out. Look at Irabu. What? Royals down 4-3. Bottom 6, Yanks come back. Wade Boggs at second. Derek Jeter with a double. It scores Boggs. And Irabu, yes, with a smile as the Yanks would break the game open and go on to win it by a count of 9-3. Irabu went 5 1/3. He gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 5, walked 2, and he threw 91 pitches, raising his big league record to 3-2. This game, they almost didn't get it in because of an hour-and-a-half rain delay. They were said to be minutes away from calling the whole thing off, but it's a good thing they didn't for the Yankees. Paul O'Neill went 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, and drove in a pair. In his first debut against Detroit and today against KC, Irabu has done well. ERA under 4, 14 strikeouts, but the Tigers and the Royals, they're weak hitting teams. Against the good hitting clubs like Cleveland and Seattle, Irabu got lit up, an ERA over 10 with 6 homers allowed. So in other words, it may depend on the opposition here. The jury is still out on Irabu. The Yanks, though, may have finally found the right-handed power hitter they've been looking for, reacquiring one of their own. Catcher Mike Stanley from Boston. Stanley and minor league infielder Randy Brown go to New York for minor league pitcher Tony Armas and a player to be named later. Yanks were very high on Armas. Stanley hit 26 homers for the Yanks in '93. Left after the '94 season. He was hitting .300 for the Sox this year. One other game going on at this hour. The Tigers and the Indians playing a pair today in Cleveland. In the third, they are in a 4-2 situation. Tigers up 4-2. Phil Nevin has a 2-run homer. Bob Higginson a solo shot in the fourth. In fact, back-to-back homers. Oral Hershiser, by the way, will come off the DL to pitch Game 2 of the Twin Bill. He's coming back from a hamstring injury. And one other baseball note to pass along. The Brewers 3.5 out in the AL Central. Signed Julio Franco for the rest of the season. 35-year-old infielder designated for assignment by Cleveland. Franco is hitting .284. The Brewers are desperate for any kind of offense. They hope the former batting champ still has his stroke. Bob?
Larry Walker's been telling us all year he wasn't going to hit 400. He kept saying, hey, I'm a .285 hitter. Well, he is 0 for his last 2 games coming into this afternoon's game with Philly. His average now down to .381. Yet if he plays every game the rest of the season, he would still have to go 0 for everything until September 25th, 3 days till the end of the season, to become the .285 hitter he says he is. Careful what you wish for, Larry. Phillies can win the season series if they beat the Rockies a mile high. Walker's woes continuing. Bottom of the third, 2-2 with 2 men on. Mark Leiter against Walker. The breaking ball swung and missed. Walker 0 for 4 on the day. Top of the fourth, game still 2-2, 2 men on. Leiter helps himself with a base hit to left field, scoring Mike Lieberthal and Ruben Amaro. The Phillies take a 4-2 lead. The 4-2 is a small score at Coors. Top of the fifth, now 5-2 with 2 on. Lieberthal crushing this pitch from Mark Hutton deep to left. His 17th homer, a 3-run shot. The Phillies go up 8-2. Then in the bottom of the fifth, now 8-4 Phillies with 2 out and a man on third. Vinny Castillo, the line drive. Great catch by Ricky Otero. More big numbers at the rock pile. 12-8. The Phillies win this one. Mickey Morandini 4 for 6 with 3 runs scored. The Phillies have now won 12 of their last 15. They're 18-14 since the All-Star break. Ellis Burks and Andres Galarraga did hit solo homers in the 9th for the Rocks. Cubbies helped the Giants get 2.5 up in the West by beating the Dodgers last night. This afternoon at the ballpark on Candlestick Point, they lead the Giants by a 6-4 score. Sammy Sosa 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Mark Gardner lasted 6 1/3 but gave up 6 earned runs and 8 hits for San Francisco. Orioles second baseman Robbie Alomar could come off the DL today, but he won't, maybe for another week or 2. Rehab of a pulled groin is going slowly. Skipper Davey Johnson says if he comes back too early, he could be out the rest of the year. As much as I'd like him back, I'm not going to push him. Jeff Rebele, by the way, has hit .295 with 4 doubles and 4 RBI in Alomar's stead. Larry?
The NFL frowns on injuries to quarterbacks, especially helmet-to-helmet contact. And ESPN's Chris Mortensen reports that the league will come down hard on Denver linebacker Bill Romanowski for his hit that broke the jaw of Panthers QB Kerry Collins. According to Mort, the fine will be more than $10,000. The injury occurred Saturday night, a preseason game, with Romanowski barreling into Collins in the backfield. Now, given the risk of concussions, helmet-to-helmet contact in the league is a definite no-no. Collins could be out up to 6 weeks. News from the ice. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi. And if you're Joe Sakic, figure out to do with your $21 million. The Colorado Avalanche today matched the Rangers' offer for Sakic, 3 years, $21 million, including that huge signing bonus, $15 million up front. On the same day that the cash-starved Avalanche announced they would keep their 28-year-old centerman, the team also reached agreement with the city of Denver to build a new arena, the new Pepsi Center, loaded with luxury boxes that will presumably help to pay Sakic's salary.
I was just happy to have a deal and know that I was going to play hockey and go to training camp. I just didn't know which one, and put myself in a position where I either got to stay here in Denver where I love and we're going to make this our home, or go to another great city in New York with another great team. So I was just sitting on the fence and waiting to hear what happened. I'm relieved that it's over and I know where I'll be playing, so I'm happy about that, and I'm just happy everything worked out.
So the Lanch keep their man, but what about the Rangers? They couldn't keep Messier. They couldn't get Sakic. Who do they go for next? Restricted free agent Paul Correa of Anaheim just might be next. He scored 99 points last year, but Team Disney does have plenty of bucks to match any would-be offer. Mike Modano, Daniel Alfredsson, Sergei Fedorov among the names that are still out there and available. Bob?
If bad feelings were $100 bills, Kevin Garnett might get what he wants from the Timberwolves. Yesterday, the Wolves announced that Garnett's agent turned down a 6-year, $103 million offer. Now, agent Eric Fleischer says that because the T-Wolves went public with the negotiations, Garnett will not re-sign and will become a free agent next year. Fleischer's asking for $132 million, or $22 million a year, for the 21-year-old with just 2 years in the league, who averaged 18 points a game and made his first All-Star team in '97. Timberwolves VP Kevin McHale says he thinks Garnett's getting bad advice from Fleischer. Quote, "Kevin's a tremendous young kid, and to have his image tarnished like this is terrible." If Garnett becomes a free agent, it's no secret he would like to return to his native Chicago, who next year could afford him.
3 San Diego State football players have been arrested in connection with a sexual assault that occurred on an 18-year-old woman back in March of this year. The players have been identified as running back Tyrone Evans, quarterback Lonnie Mitchell, and wide receiver Azahir Hakim. Bail for each set at $1 million. Aztecs coach Ted Tollner talked about the situation today.
We have a policy, if we ever have a player that has been charged, not accused, but charged and arrested, until we find out what the case is, they are suspended from representing the school. I mean, that's our policy. And until I know more about it, that's what we are. So, I mean, they can't. Now, we don't have a football game until the Navy game. But if this thing is still pending, our basic rule is that nobody represents our football program if they've been charged.
The Aztecs begin fall practice on Friday. The 3 players in question remain behind bars. Bob?
Yesterday on SportsCenter, we broke the story of a major federal investigation into alleged Pell Grant fraud at least 22 universities, most of them major football powers, where athletes on full scholarship allegedly falsified applications to illegally receive government aid of up to $2,700 a year. Today, high-ranking government sources told ESPN the investigators from the Department of Education were back on the campus of Mississippi State University, reviewing financial records of football players who received those Pell Grants. Tonight in our cover story, if baseball is going to grow fast enough to pay spiraling salaries, you'd think they'd turn over every stone looking for new fans. And you'd be wrong.
A lot of teams say they're reaching out to the Hispanic community, and when I ask them if they have their games on Spanish radio, they say no. If they have people that speak Spanish in the ticket office, they say no. If they have their schedules and the brochures in Spanish, they say no. They say, how can you be reaching out to a community when they're not understanding the message because they don't speak the same language?
We'll take a look at who is and who isn't tapping into the Latin baseball gold mine in Southern California. We will also see if Jim Fossil can tap the talent of this Dookie where others have failed before. And the Rocket passes Cy Young again on the way to another of Mr. Young's awards. We're back. SportsCenter continues.
Hey, best man, time for your speech.
I remember Ted's first wedding. He knew his way around. What was the lady's name? Kathy. I feel like I know almost better than Ted.
Don't be a victim of bitter beer. Drink Keystone, America's never bitter beer. Never a bad taste, never a bitter face.
Thank you. Thank you. Whoa. And thank you.
Stop making faces. Drink Keystone.
I don't ask for directions when I'm lost, and I don't read the instructions when I'm putting my kids' toys together, and I don't need help fixing my car. My friends that go to Napa, where they get this expert advice from ASE certified professionals, which is great for them. They weren't born with the mechanical ability I was. If I can install a satellite dish, I can fix my own car. Honey, where's the duct tape?
250-watt clip-on or 500-watt halogen work lamps are just $7.99 each at Napa.
Hang on, Jimmy! Help me! Come on, give me on the head! I can't! I'm slipping! Hey, Jimmy! What? You ever get the feeling other shows are filming the same scenes we are? No! Why do you say that? Hang on, Freddy! Tommy, hang on!
Ready for something different? USA Network, the cure for the common show.
Summer is a great time for McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. You'll see them everywhere, at the beach, on a picnic, at a party. Get them in groups of 6 for 99 cents. 9 for $1.59. Or 20 for $2.99. So hurry on down and get in on this summertime McNugget deal. Only at my McDonald's.
SportsCenter is brought to you by the owners, managers, and crew who proudly call the McDonald's in your neighborhood My McDonald's.
This goes over a wake up.
Cheryl swoops first. Basket on the WNBA.
The 1-1 pitch to Junior. Swing and a well-hit ball deep to right field. Holy smoke, this one is way back and into the upper deck. In and out of the upper deck in right field.
Hit towards center field. Giles coming on. Makes a great sliding catch. That ball way back. Garrett Anderson looks up. You can put it on the board. Slider. That's it deep. Slider. That's it deep in the left center field. Garrett Anderson goes back, looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah.
And that's lined to right. Husky on the run. Oh, and he holds it down. 214 on the season. Make it 215. Roger Clemens goes the distance for his 18th win of the season. He powers one to left. Jose Cruz Jr. goes deep.
It is somewhat amazing that Carl Everett of the Mets had the concentration to be able to go 2 for 4 with a home run last night in St. Louis, knowing that first thing this morning he'd have to be in a Queens, New York family court fighting for the custody of his children. A child care worker at Shea Stadium had reported seeing bruises on one of Everett's kids. A caseworker who was present when Mrs. Everett was being questioned by police testified today that Linda Everett admitted disciplining her stepdaughter and son with a belt or strap. The Everett case supervisor testified that she heard 5-year-old Shauna Everett say to police that her father and mother hit her regularly with a belt. That same supervisor went on to say that the Mets team psychiatrist tried to contact the Everetts about the disciplining of their children, that they had refused to cooperate with him. Everett is expected to rejoin the Mets tomorrow in St. Louis, while the kids will remain in foster care until a fact-finding hearing can take place. No word on when that will occur. Still to come here on SportsCenter. We'll preview the upcoming PGA Championship, a tournament that could be made for up-and-comers like Bernie Els. And apparently Elvis has not left the building. In Dollars and Sports, we find that fans continue to find the king in various stadiums and arenas. This is SportsCenter.
Disney's Beauty and the Beast, now celebrating its 4th smash year at the Palace Theater. Still Broadway's classic musical. Share the imagination, Academy Award-winning music, and theatrical wizardry of this Broadway sensation. A vastly entertaining show for all ages. For tickets, visit the Palace Theater box office, 1564 Broadway at 47th Street. Or call Ticketmaster, 212-307-4100. Tickets are also available at the Disney Store on 5th Avenue. Enter to win 4 tickets to Disney's Beauty and the Beast, as well as dinner at the ultimate sports-themed restaurant, the official All-Star Cafe. Send entries to the address listed.
Bell Atlantic makes a simple point.
Okay, the lobster.
Me?
That's $22.50. The burger.
Here.
$22.50. Small salad.
Me.
$22.50 for you.
Simple. But one price doesn't fit all. So unlike other phone companies, Bell Atlantic offers a choice of local and regional toll calling plans, and soon long distance. Plans for people who call a lot and a little.
Your coffee, madam.
That's gonna hurt.
That's $22.50.
1851, the Bristol University School of Football has been an intellectual haven for asking questions and seeking answers. A place which challenges and enlightens young minds in the academic pursuit of football. Led by Dean Berman, the faculty prepares students to meet the challenges of the 21st century and beyond.
Here at Bristol University, we seek veritas, or the truth.
The Bristol University School of Football. To know is to understand.
Michael Jordan in a New York Knicks uniform. Could you believe that? According to Sam Smith in the Chicago Tribune, it almost happened last summer. According to Smith, the Knicks and agent David Falk put together a package to lure Jordan to New York. The Knicks, then owned by ITT, were to pay Jordan $12 million and come up with perhaps another $15 million for his airness as a commercial spokesman for ITT properties like Sheraton hotels. The Bulls eventually upped their offer, and the rest, as you know, is history. Bob.
Some people can't spend money fast enough to get on the NASCAR bus these days. We told you yesterday of the new Winston Cup race next March in Las Vegas. 5 new tracks have opened in the 90s. Roger Penske is now talking to Denver about a track to go with the one he already has in Southern California. Today, the owners of the new track in the Dallas area say they'll put up a NASCAR record $5 million purse if they can have a second Winston Cup date next year. Although they say they don't want to get into a bidding war. NASCAR releases the 98 schedule Labor Day weekend. Here's more on the selling of our games in dollars and sports. Are you a football fan? Or are you a football players fan? This week, some Miami Dolphins players got a look at the marketing arm of the Players Union, Players Inc. Touring the plant and examining the players-only merchandise underscored an important theme that the sport is truly a business where team loyalty means relatively little.
I wouldn't feel comfortable going out and playing golf in a Miami Dolphins golf shirt or going out to grab a bite to eat in a Miami Dolphins T-shirt, but one of the reasons our players like it so much is it eliminates the team boundaries, and I think that's why ultimately it'll be popular with the people.
Players Inc. debuted 5 items for sale last season. An expanded merchandise list is just starting to reach retailers now. It may be the next big way for baseball owners to raise the money to pay the spiraling salaries, offering stock. Twins owner Carl Pohlad says he wants to offer shares of the team to the public. Right now, baseball rules do not allow that, but then again, radical realignment sounded silly not so long ago. Pohlad notes that 2 teams, the Angels and Braves, are owned by companies that already appear on the New York Stock Exchange. They'll play in a threesome at the PGA Championship, the 3 20-somethings who've won all 3 majors this year. How'd they get so far, so fast? By working hard for little or no money early. After an amateur career worldwide, Ernie Els played 8 events on the Hogan Tour in 1991, including 1 top 10 finish. Justin Leonard won the 92 U.S. Amateur, as well as 4 straight Southwest Conference titles at the University of Texas. And, of course, there's Tiger, 3 straight amateur titles in last year's NCAA championship.
I feel pretty experienced. I mean, I haven't been through everything, but, you know, I've lost a couple tournaments that I probably should have won. And, you know, there have been times when I've been pretty down, so I think I have a greater appreciation of when things are going well.
Sometimes we don't make the right play. We're sometimes too aggressive. But I think our generation as a whole, I'm not saying the players weren't aggressive then, but just our entire generation of kids are now more aggressive.
Els prepared for the PGA by battling Bernhard Langer in a rather unique charity hole-in-one contest in New York City, teeing off from atop an archway. By the way, under 30-year-olds have never swept all 4 major golf championships. And our dollars and sports number of the week, 702. That's an educated estimate of how many reported Elvis sightings there have been at sporting events in the Mid-South area since the King passed away. Elvis died, we think, 20 years ago this week. A Mississippi-based Elvis clearinghouse guesses that of those 702 sightings, 10 have occurred this month at Tennessee Oiler games in Memphis. And if you say that an average sports ticket costs $25, that would mean Elvis spent over $17,000 just to see those 702 games. Unless, of course, Jerry Glanville's still leaving tickets. So as comedian Dennis Miller once said about Elvis, you really should slow down when you die.
Well, that's all right now, Mama, anywhere you do.
Our boys had a little time on their hands, didn't they? Wingfoot, more than just a footnote in Greg Norman's litany of major disasters. We'll hear from him prior to the PGA. And following us at 7:30, Alex Fernandez tries to win number 15 on birthday number 27 against a team that scored 40 in its last 4. Lots more numbers coming up because we are SportsCenter.
The Blue Monster is one course you don't want to play with sore muscles. So before I tee off, I take Advil.
Doctors know Advil works right at the site of pain, stopping it where it starts.
It also works great on headaches.
Advanced medicine for pain.
At Firestone, we take our competitive traditions seriously. Take our sale on steel-belted radials. Now competitively priced at 4 for $99 with a 45,000-mile limited warranty. So hurry into Firestone.
At the track, the crew of 20 keeps my car running at peak performance. But at the Gordon Garage, I'm the crew. So to get every ounce of performance out of the family ride, I use new Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Fuel System Treatment. It cleans and treats your entire fuel system so your car runs at its best for up to 5,000 miles. Hey, my race car will last to run good for 500 miles.
Use new Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Fuel System Treatment. It's the 5,000-mile performer. And try new Synchron Synthetic Engine Treatment for premium engine protection.
Step one, have a plan for business, and then carry it out.
How's 4 o'clock sound?
4 o'clock's good for me. I'll see you then.
Good to see you.
Appreciate you coming up.
Thanks.
Introducing used vehicles reconditioned, warranted, and ready for life. GM certified.
Tennis, anyone? At the Du Maurier in Toronto, the number 5 seed Arantxa Sanchez-Vicario against Ann Miller. Sanchez-Vicario cross court. She likes it. In the second set, Sanchez-Vicario goes backhand. Miller into the net. Arantxa wins 6-2 and 6-1. Number 3 seed Amanda Kutzer against Natalie Deshay. Second set, match point for Kutzer. Both coming to the net. And Kutzer cross court wins 4-6, 6-4, and 6-2. Fourth seed Lindsay Davenport against Ai Sugiyama. First set action here. Davenport, the forehand slice. Davenport a 6-2, 7-6 victor. One Sports